Your growth will cost you the version of you they were comfortable with. When you start growing, the closest people to you start acting differently. Not because they hate your success, but because they hate losing access to the old you. So let's break this down properly. First thing first, every relationship has unspoken roles. In family and friend groups, you play a role. The people pleaser one, the funny one, the quiet one, the agreeable one, and growth disrupts that role. When you start prioritizing yourself, suddenly you become the ungrateful one, the one who is different. When you start speaking up and prioritizing yourself, instead of always saying yes, now you say no. That doesn't just change you, it changes the dynamic. And the truth is, you didn't betray them. You stopped shrinking yourself to fit their comfort. And now you stopped performing. Your growth becomes a mirror. When you improve, you become evidence that change is possible. And that becomes a threat for those who refused to change. Your growth becomes a highlight for their stagnation, and that makes them uncomfortable. People react negatively to your growth because it forces them to confront what they were avoiding. Your friends, your family start to project their fear of failure onto you, and most of the time they try to manipulate and guilt you and say, oh, you're acting different, you're ungrateful. The same thing that happened for me. I'm an ex-Muslim. I follow no religion. And they start to act, oh, you are not obeying what God told us. The Quran is this and that, right? They start to project those fear and insecurities onto me. Guilt is often used to pull you back unconsciously. When they say you've changed, do you think you're better than us? Silent treatment. They use all of these things to inject that fear into you. And most of this isn't evil, it's fear of losing familiarity. Guilt is like emotional gravity. It pulls you back to your old identity. And my question for you is, have you ever shrunk yourself just to keep peace? Growth feels isolating before it feels expensive. Loneliness isn't just isolation, it's the gap between who you were and who you're becoming. And that's why many people feel unsupported, like no one is cheering me up. But that's a signal you've outgrown your environment. When I was younger, most of my life, I really felt unsupported by my family, all of them. For example, when my parents divorced, no one was there just to be beside that young girl. I didn't know a lot of things, but I kept going, no matter what was there and what was happening. I kept looking forward, and I knew that there will be a day that I will become so independent that I don't need their help. I know they can affect a lot of things, but you gotta become your own hero, your own supporter when there is nobody there for you. And this is the truth. When you don't shrink yourself back to the old identity and the cycles they were fucking repeating, you start to outgrow them. Second of all, is you meet people on that level, the people that are supporting your growth. And I do now. I moved countries, again, isolation, loneliness, but I love it. I love being alone. I enjoyed and had fun more with myself rather than being in the crowd. You become so obsessed with yourself that no one's absent will shrink you or will make you upset, because you know that no one is forever and you don't depend on anyone. Along this journey, you will learn that growth isn't about blaming everyone. It's about becoming aware and take responsibilities for yourself and separate emotional manipulation from the truth. Are they criticizing because you're wrong, or are they just being uncomfortable? And last thing for today is you don't need everyone to evolve. You don't need approval. You need alignment. Stop shrinking yourself to stay accepted in wrong room. You did not lose them. You outgrow them.